I'm Gemma Walsh.
Hello, my name is Trent Whitburn.
Anyway, I'm Damen.
I'm Annalese, and this is our son Kai. It's his first birthday today.
Hi, my name is Doris Day-Awad.
I'm studying a Bachelor of International Studies at UNSW.
I study a Bachelor of Arts majoring in History and Philosophy in my final year.
Studying a Bachelor of Science and a Bachelor of Education, majoring in Marine Science.
I'm in my first year of my Masters of Forensic Psychology.
I'm a second year Arts Education student.
I live in Newcastle and commute to UNSW.
I live in a suburb called Wahroonga, not to be confused with Warringah, which is further away. Wahroonga is near Hornsby.
I live in Chipping Norton, which is a little bit more north than Liverpool, but it's still pretty far in Wookwook land.
I only have uni one day a week. I've managed to condense all my subjects in, and so I commute by train and stay over on a Wednesday night and go back on a Thursday. It's a bit of a schlep, but I like to live in Newcastle and still be able to come to UNSW.
It takes me a while to get to uni. I ride to Wahroonga station or to Hornsby station, and then I catch a train that takes about 35 to 40, 50 minutes. And then I catch a bus from Central.
So basically, I wake up, I either get a lift to the station, or I get the bus to the station, and then I get the train to Central, and then from Central I get the 891 Express to university. My parents are from Egypt, and all my family comes from Egypt, and I was actually born there, and we moved to Australia when I was 4 years old, and we've lived here ever since.
Yeah, I'm originally from Cairns, and I've lived everywhere in Australia except for WA and South Australia.
My parents live in Newcastle and I like to spend time with them. My dad's a bit sick at the moment, so I especially like to spend time with him to cheer him up a bit. And my friends live in Newcastle. It's great, you can ride your bike, you don't have to get worried about being killed by crazy Sydney motorists.
I'm originally from Canberra. I came to be studying UNSW because I married Damen, and so I started at ANU, and halfway through I transferred to UNSW.
I'm from a town called Albury. It's on the New South Wales and Victorian border. Often people know it as Albury/Wodonga. It's not really, there's no such thing as Albury/Wodonga. It's just, there's a town called Albury on the New South Wales side, there's a town called Wodonga on the Victorian side. I'm from Albury. I'm New South Welsh Ian.
Well, since I've come to UNSW, I have become heaps more environmentally conscious. I got involved with the Environment Collective, and they're awesome on campus, and just the Student Guild, which is now ARC, which is a great place to hang out with people and a great place to make connections.
On campus, I'm a member of a group called NUTS, which is the New South Uni Theatre Society. They put on plays and stuff.
I don't really sort of get involved in the uni. It's sort of not really...
I've never looked for a community at uni.
Yeah,
it's
no.
It's not what I go to uni for.
Yeah.
If I've got free time and I don't have to be in a lecture, I'll come home. I won't just hang out at uni for no reason. Yeah.
So at uni, I'm part of Campus Bible Study, which is a bunch of people who get together and read the Bible and see what it has to say and how that impacts us, and so we do that quite regularly on campus, and that's been really cool because they're like my kind of, it's my community, and they're my friends, and most of my friends on campus are actually from that community.
Yo disfruto muchísimo hablar español y aprender de la cultura mexicana y latinoamericana y Sí, a mí me gusta muchísimo el español.
I like being able to go to the library and just read whatever I want through like scholarly journals and stuff. That's pretty fun because I have a lot of other interests that aren't related to what I study that I'm interested in, like finding out about, like, you know, dinosaurs and stuff.
Coffee cart?
How does it rate?
Hey, the coffee cart? It's not too bad. I could have a big spiel, but I won't.
I think I love the free time and the just the amount of nothingness that I get to do. And I can say, hey, I'm a uni student, I don't need to do anything. Yeah, and just being able to hang out with my friends.
I think that it's got a very conservative student life. There are a lot of, I think that religious tolerance is really important. There are a lot of religious groups on campus, but I think that some of them dominate and spread homophobic messages, which I don't appreciate because I'm a queer woman and it makes me feel uncomfortable for people to think that I would be in cahoots with the devil, because I'm not.
It seems to be more commercialised. I don't particularly like that, and I think in the long run it will harm university.
When Carl was younger and I was nursing him, it was really hard because they don't really, I think there's one mother's room in the whole entire campus, and especially in the upper campus they really don't support young mothers at all. Like it was really quite hard at the beginning, and I sort of had to really push and be bossy to try and get a room for me to express in, and it was really hard like that. I think they just had no sensitivity at all for those sort of issues, and that made it really hard. I think that's about the one thing I really don't like about the uni.
I don't like the readings. I get so much reading and I just feel like it's just a waste of time. And I think the other thing I really don't like is the food prices. Like it's really expensive now, like on campus. If I want to have, you know, lunch, or if I'm back till late, you know, I'm spending $7-8 on just a meal, which is ridiculous for a uni student who doesn't get any money, pretty much.
Like about university, this place used to be called Zippy's. Now it's been taken over by the actual university itself. It used to have cheap prices, and now because there's Via UNSW, the prices aren't cheap. That's
my alarm will go off and I'll press the snooze button about 6 times, and then I get up. I get to uni eventually, and I've either missed my lecture or I'm here just a bit early, so I get in. And then I've got, you know, massive chunks of free time, so I SMS my friends and be like, hey, let's meet at the queue and have, you know, chai and do nothing. And sometimes if CBS is on, I'll go and attend and listen to that, you know, listen to what they have to say about the Bible and stuff. Yeah, and then I'll stay back, maybe get some study done, which is not very often, or I'll go out and have dinner with my friends and then go home.
Go and get it, baby. You see what it is, so go and get it now. You see what it is you want, but you ain't doing a thing about it. Get it together, honey, 'cause you can't live without it.
I normally gets up at about between 6:30 and 7, and Annalise and I take it in turns as to who gets up and looks after him in the morning.
Well,
so we alternate. Yeah, so if someone gets to sleep in and the other person gets Kai ready breakfast and everything. And then on Monday and Tuesdays we have to get him ready for daycare.
A typical day for us would be Damon would go to uni. I'd get up, I'd get him ready, and we have swimming lessons on Friday.
Depending on who's doing this.
Yeah, depending on who's He's now getting older, so he doesn't like to stay inside, so I usually take him to the park for a few hours. And we go into cry maintenance in the afternoon as they get tired and grumpy, and then usually 6 o'clock we have our bedtime routine, and then 7 o'clock hits and we have our dinner, and then we have a few hours
and then we go
sleep. And that's when we get pretty much everything done that we need to.
I think everything's becoming much more corporate, and there is very little critical analysis of capitalism, and it's embraced wholeheartedly by this university, which is, you know, evident also in the fact that Badabagan, which is one of the food outlets for the students, where there's a great vegetarian shop, is going to be shut down, and there's going to be tenders offered to open restaurants in other spaces on campus, and those will undoubtedly go to big corporations who don't have any interest in social justice or vegetarianism, or you know, a lot of important values that certain businesses in Badabagan do engage with.
I would like for universities to be a place where knowledge is it's a goal, it's an end in itself, and so you know, universities are there to impart knowledge and to teach people how to think, and I see that universities are moving away from that. Well, not especially UNSW, but UNSW is kind of part of that. There's a lot of commercialisation happening. I mean, the introduction of VSU has damaged, I think, a lot of kind of student participation and engagement on the campus. And this has only really been the first year that it's been put into effect, which is quite scary.
I don't really know. Like, I mean, uni for me is uni now, and if you go through it later, that's your problem.
When I finish my degree, I want to be part of an organisation that works for social change, that is small scale and grassroots.
When I finish uni, well, I'm finishing this year, and then after this year I'm going to do a diploma of education. So I'm actually going to teach kids, high school kids, teach them history and theatre. So I'd like to do that. That'd be pretty excellent.
I basically want to work with children when they come in contact with the law, in whatever angle that means, whether that's assessment or intervention or treatment or rehabilitation, or even working with police in how to deal with youth, or different sentencing options. Basically, I have no idea what in that field I want to go to, if I want to go into research, if I want to go into clinical or policy. It's sort of still all up in the air, but all I know is that that's a group of in our society that I'm really interested in working with.
I wanted to do a career where I'd have more time with my family, so I thought becoming a teacher would be good. You know, I'd have holidays with my kids and similar hours.
I'm not really sure at the moment. I think that's why I chose doing arts education. You can do so much with arts and education, and I think it's more of a stepping stone. Like, I'm going to do my degree to do something, to maybe do something else. Like, you know, teaching is a great option. I think that it might not be what I want to do for the rest of my life.